Hello everyone, welcome to SAP Technomaniac. In this video, we will discuss more about ALV IDA. In my last video, we discussed about why ALV IDA is important and what is the purpose of ALV IDA. We are having classical ALVs like using the function module, using the classes, using the grid class, using the solve class. These all classical ALVs are available, but why we have to use the ALV IDA when we are working on ABAP on HANA database? Because now all the processing part will be done at the database level instead of doing the application server level. Previously, what we used to do, we were getting the data from the database and we are creating the final table, and that we were passing finally in the ALV CLGUI grid or function module, and that we were displaying in the output. Instead of doing that, what we will do now, we just pass the table name or CDS view, and that we will pass. You can pass table name, you can pass view, you can pass the CDS entity, anything you can pass, and you just pass that entity to the database, and that will run directly on the database level, and it will give us direct result. Instead of processing part we are doing at application, it will be done at the database level. Now we were left like that, how to pass our select options to the database, how to pass authority check object to the database, how we can pass other complex conditions to the database if we use directly CDS entity and table name, how I can combine other table I can combine using the CDS entity, but how I can filter those conditions using the select options and the other condition if I want to apply, how I can do those kind of things. So those we will see today, because here you can see if I don't apply filter in select option, how we use when we write the select statement. Here we are not writing even single select statement, we are directly using the CDS entity. I can't pass here where condition is well. So how I can pass this select option to the database directly instead of running it at the application server? These things we will see in this video. Let's get started. In my last video, we have created one simple ALV IDA report, and I showed you how to display the result in ALV IDA format if we are using simple table and one of the CDS entity. So what we did, we created one local demo class. Inside the local demo class, like we usually do, we have created static main method, and in that main method, we are writing the code, and that we are calling inside the startup selection event. This we have done. And what else we did, we call this particular CL solves UI table IDA class, and we call this particular static method of this class, and we have passed first one standard table to display the result in the ALV format for that particular table, and later point of time, instead of using create static method, I have used create for CDS view static method, and we have passed this particular CDS entity, and we have just displayed on the full screen, and we have displayed the result. So as I told you in my last video, we can use here CDS entity if you are using create for CDS view static method, and if you are using create static method, you can use here like normal SQL your database view, we can say, or normal table, or you can say external view, whatever you want to use, you can use when you are using the create static method. But in real time, I think this method will be useful, because in this case I just want to display the data. I can do in that standard tool SE16, and or if you're using the Eclipse, you can directly just do F8 and you will get the result. Why to display the simply VBAK table? But in the CDS entity, when we write the code, we can join multiple tables, we can write the calculating column, lot of things we can do in CDS entity. So that is the reason today we pick up the CDS entity, and we will try to do further more things. So what I will do, just before going further, let me execute this one, and how the result look like we will see. Let me do F8. You can see we have executed this particular ALV, and we got the result in the ALV format. Whatever this particular CDS entity is returning, everything we got in the ALV format. In my last video, some of the guys asked, we don't have the description of these fields, because in the comment section they have asked, because of this particular CDS entity and 0.23 we have used as a literal values, and for other variables we have already the descriptions and everything, because that got derived from the data element of that particular table. Wherever we are getting the table, suppose we are getting the VKORZ, so we are getting from the VBAK, and VBAK having the VKORZ field inside that particular field is having the type of VKORZ for that particular data element. What all are the things are there, what all are the descriptions are there, based on that it long, short and medium description derived automatically when we do here and there. So that is not an issue, but they told why we don't have the description, how to add this description. There is two way. One thing, we can change the field catalog. How to do that also I will show you. But before that, if you want to do CDS level, you can use directly semantics like that, and you can use the annotations and the end user tax label that you can use, end user at the rate end user tax label you can use, and you can give some description over here. Suppose this is numerical literal, you can do numerical value, or if you want to use some control C, control V. Let me left it out because I want to do this using the field catalog. That also I will show you. Control F3. Just want if I put some end user text label, this is the one way. If you want to do at the CDS level, and if you want to do at the ALV level, that also I will show you. I have activated this one. Let me execute this ALV F8. So you can see now you can see the description is coming as a numerical. So what I will do now, we will apply some select options. As I told you, we don't have here select statement, so we can't pass any where condition over here. Then how to pass those select options there? And so we will try to see how to pass those select options. So for that we have to create select options. I don't want to spend too much time to create the select options. Let me see my one of the program which I have created. I have copied control C. Let me see, I already did one time control C, so that is the reason I don't want to repeat again. For creating CDS select options, I will use directly this particular program which I have created select options. You can see control C, I have already created the select options. I will use directly over here. You can modularize the program, you can put the include and all the things you can do. Now we have to declare this particular variable. The two way, either you can declare the table, or you better to declare the variables, but as of now I can declare the table itself, but better to always better declare the two variables data, one of the VKORG type and one of the VB type. That variables you have to pass. Table statement we should not use, but how we can do quicker, that is the reason I have used. So this is okay. Now we have declared two select options. Let me activate this one. Now I want to pass this two select options to my database level. To pass those select options at the database level, this is not required now. Control X. And what I will do, this is also not required. Container we can pass. If instead of displaying full screen, I can display in the container. What I will do, instead of displaying here itself, first thing what I will do, I will create one instance of this particular, I will get the instance of ALV, so I can apply another function modules, other functionalities as well. So what I will do, I will get the instance of this particular ALV. So let me get the, you can do again inline declaration, and let me give some ALR underscore IDA ALV, something you can give. So this will give you instance of the ALV, and control C, and further I will use this instance and I will display in the full screen as of now. But I want to apply the select options. So for applying the select options, first class you have to remember, there is something called CL solve range collector class. CL solve underscore range control space, I think insert GUI underscore range control space. I forgot, I think class name. Let me here, this is range underscore tape collector CL solve. That is the reason I don't remember all the class name. You can do control space, but I'm not getting any help. So what I will, because I have some error, control X, control F3. Let me activate first, because another action is already holding. Okay, Let me do control F3. Let me again put this class name here, CL solve range collector, control space, let me do. Oh, I'm not able to do in between, control X. So let me do one thing, data, anyway I have to declare LV underscore, not LR underscore range collector. Range collector I have to declare. What I will do, I will click on the new. I will use inline declarations, control V, control space. I did something. Let me use directly this class name better. I did not getting help. I created new instance of this particular range collector. I can say range collector ALV. So what I will do, I will call one method of this particular range collector to collect this all the ranges. Instance method. Again, there is two method. One is the add range for the name. First, we have to collect all the names for the range. Then we have to get the collected range. So first, I will use this function, this method. So in this, what I have to pass first, for which field you want to pass the range. So you have to see your table or view on which you are applying. In this case, I am applying on the sales org. I have this name. So control C. I will pass the, I want to pass on this name I want to apply, and this should be in capital. Control Shift X to make capital, and I have to pass the range table. In this case, I have range table as a SVQRG, and make sure because it is table, you have to pass like table. That is very important. And another range I have to pass, control alt arrow down button to copy this particular thing. And then in second case, we want to pass the VB type. In this case, document type is the field name. I can pass the document type, control V. You have to use either, if you have given alias name, that name you have to use. If you didn't give alias name, you have to use directly field name. In this case, I have given control shift X to, oh sorry, I have to come to here, control shift X. I have to unlock this one. I don't want to change this one. Yeah. So you can see I have passed this one. I have passed the document type and sales org in the range, and we have to apply same class second method. It will return the collected table. So let me show you how it will happen. So you have to apply, you have to call the second method of this class, control space you will do, and get collected range you have to call, and you have to get the collected range in one table. Again, you have to do LT underscore collected range. You can give some meaningful name, so it should be understandable format. It will collect all the ranges, all the select option ranges one by one, and one finally it will return in this. But I want to apply finally this range, whatever we have collected select options, I want to apply on this ALV. So what I have to do, before displaying, I have to control V. I have to apply set select options. One method is there. This method I have to call, and you have to, obviously you have to catch all the exceptions. If you don't catch real time, you have to catch. How to catch, I have already shown you in my last video what you have to do. You have to put try catch block, and you have to get the message, and that message should be displayed if something goes wrong. If you are not displaying that messages, you will get dump. That is not a good thing to get the dump in your production system. So always catch the exceptions. I just want to share the knowledge. That is the reason I didn't catches here, but you have to catch in real time. So what we will do, we will pass this collected range table here. I don't have as of now any other conditions. So let me put comment this particular condition. And finally, after applying this select option, I want to display on the full list. This is how you have to pass the select options at the database level. So in this case, you can see I didn't apply this particular filter condition. I didn't write any select statement. I just call the CDS entity, and I want to apply the select options. I just pass those select options using this CL solve range temp collector class to the database layer. So how to pass? You have to collect using, you have to use add range for name instance method, and you have to collect all, you have to pass all the select options. And second method, you have to use get collected ranges, and it will return you one table. That table you have to pass in the your main ALV method set select option. You have to call, and you have to pass that table, and whenever the data will be displayed, it will be filtered out first, and then it will be displayed. Let me, what I can do, let me do control F3. and let me do F8. Now I want to see really this code applied or not. F8, and let me open this parallelly here. So you can see now we can see the two select option due to this s underscore vkrz. You have to give meaningful name. You have to give in, if you right click here and open with open others, and you have to click on the text elements, and inside the text elements you have to give all these details, whatever the vkrz means, sales org you have to give, and vb type you have to give. It is not currently supported in the Eclipse, that is the reason it opened in the here. You have to edit it, and you have to give meaningful name. As of now, let it be this name, and I want to pass some, you can see this button nowadays coming, because type ahead search, and it is available in HANA for all the by default fields and ALV. So we already discussed about the fuzzy search in ABAP on HANA, that you can watch out my last video how to get this particular. As soon as you will start, you will get some help. Let me see the NO01 data only. I want to see, instead of getting all the sales org data, let me display first all the sales org data. I didn't apply any filter, I just displayed the data is this. Now I will, instead of, I will put filter on the NA01, and then I will display the data NA. Let me see the description, and let me execute this one. Now only the NA01 data will be displayed, because I use the select options. There is no data available. That's a wrong thing. Do I have any filter condition on here? I don't have any filter conditions here. Then I should have some data on NA01 sales org. Why I'm not getting the data from NA01? Okay, let me do delete and execute once. Let me filter out, let me put filter on this particular and put NA01 here, sales org. I think we should have some data in VBAK. We have NA01 data. We have. Then why it is not applied, we will see. Let me check once. LT collected range we have applied, and we have passed this LR IDA ALV full screen display. We have passed, and sales org we have passed. Okay. Why I pass sales org here? That is wrong. Now I have to pass VB type here. Control V. No, sorry, Control Z. I have to pass VB type here. Control V, and here is the sales org, and document type, and sales org. Something else. I think I did mistake. Let me do Control F thing. That is the reason it is not working properly. Let me execute one more time again. Now I pass correctly. I pass the document type field for the document type, and sales org field for the sales org range, and I have collected. Let me do again F8. Let me pass NA01 and see now data is filtering or not. Should filter now. You can see we are able to see the data, and we only get the data only for the sales org NA01. We didn't get data from other sales org, so that's very important. Now whatever we will pass, I want to see only the sales order along with the NA01. I don't want to see this B means quotations, or I want to see, suppose I want to see document type only B or C. Let me pass B, because there is a less number of data. Let me pass B to filter out data. You can pass the ranges, whatever the data you can pass, everything, whatever you can do, that same will be passed to the database. You can see only we have one data, and we can see 2 lines of data for that particular quotation NA01 sales org. So like that we can filter out the data, and we can get further. If you want to filter out further here, that also we can do. We can do the summation, all the ALV functionality, whatever we can do in the ALV, all the things we can do here as well. But initially we want to pass the select options. This is the way how to pass the select options. Now I have passed the select options, but I have some other conditions. Suppose customer don't want to pass this date. Means in the selection screen they don't have date, but whenever the data should be displayed on the finally, that should be displayed only last 1 year data. I don't want to display the old data. So for that purpose also we can pass some other conditions as well. So like that we are having in this case get collected range. We want to pass some other conditions. instead of passing that uh, particular select option, I want to pass some other conditions that we will see how to do. To pass some other conditions, you can see we have one LR ID underscore ALV set select option. We have one options, so where we can pass some other conditions as well. So I have given some value here that I want to pass this particular final condition here. That's how to get this particular final conditions. For that, what you have to do, uh, for whatever you have your ALV instance, that should return one condition instance to you. So let me get that condition instance. You have something called condition factory. This will return some factory method. So let me declare some indirect conditions. LR underscore cond. This will return the instance of this particular conditions. Using this condition LR underscore cond, I can add different conditions. How to do this one? Control C. What I can do? There are different methods are there. You can use those methods over here. Control V, and you can do control space. You can add the conditions. This condition, how it will work? You have to pass the name of where on which field you want to apply the conditions, and you have to pass the operator. What operator? Low. You can pass the equal to, not equal to, between, and everything you can pass. Low and high value you have to pass. And you just want to pass the between also. You can pass the name, low and high in between. And the patterns also, if you want to cover that also, you have to you can pass equal directly. You want to pass the name and value, and you can use this equal method as well. So best condition will cover everything, so I will use the condition method. So in this condition method, you just have to do control V and control Z. You have to do control space and shift enter. You have to do, it will enter you for what all are the data you want to get. So in this case, what I want to do, I want to pass the filter on this particular date. I want to get the data not only for this, but only I want to display the data last 1 year data. I don't want to display other data. Control Shift X I did to enlarge this date. I have to pass the operator is a BT in this case, equal to case EQ, as you know from ABAP. The low value should be today's date. You can pass today's date, either side item you can pass, or you can see what is the today's date. Based on the today's date, you can pass 2022 12/10. I will pass, and you can pass 1 year bake date. You can calculate 1 year bake date, and that you can pass. As of now, I am passing as a constant. This should be low value, and this should be high value 2021, and this should be high value till in this year. In between this date, what all are the sales order? Just I want to display only those sales order. If I want to pass multiple condition, that also I can do. I have to do chaining operator. Either I can get the instant, then apply the chain, or I can do here itself. If you do control space, I can either I have to pass and or. Let me pass one or condition as well, and you can pass another condition. If you do control space, shift 1 second, you have to do control space and shift enter. You do that. This is the method. I want to pass other conditions means basically whatever we did here, whatever the other condition we can pass here. So what can I can do? I can call another condition like that. I can put like I put this condition here, or I can put another condition. Suppose I want to put equal conditions. I want to put some equal conditions. So you can call another method equal here. So let me pass one more conditions to see how the data look like. So let me use this time some other VK group. Let me use control C, and for control V, control shift X to enlarge this one. Or before doing what I will do better, first we will see the result, and then we will see how this look like. Control shift less than, and just put this note here as of now. So what I will do, I will pass this conditions. I got this condition here, and I have to get either I can get here this particular LR final condition, control C, or better to get here some in data. So it will be good, control V. I can pass multiple condition. In this case, I'm receiving this one. This will receive here. Either I can receive here directly using the inline declaration, but in this case, if I want to do chaining here itself, so better to get better to get here itself. So that I can do. So like that also I can do, but in this case, let me do inline declaration itself. Control X, V, E, and this I can control shift greater than, and let me pass this LR final condition in my select options here. So it will be filtered, not only my select option it will filter out, it will filter the further my condition as well. So I put this, I created this condition. Let me do shift F1. So what I did, so basically I got the from the our ALV instance, I from the condition factory method I got the instance. Using this that particular instance, I call the condition method to add the condition. I can call this particular condition method multiple times, and I return, it will return me one condition here. I can add more condition. How to add that also I will show you. And that conditions, whatever I got, I pass finally in the IU underscore condition, and it will be applied on the ALV. Let me see the data first. This is the older data. You can see 2018 data also we were able to see previously. Let me do control F3 first, control F3, and let me execute one more time this data, and now I should see 2021 and 22 data only, not older data. Let me do F8 and let me open it parallelly. I will not pass any select option as of now. I just want to see this particular filter condition is working or not. If you put filter on this particular condition, click on the filter, and you can see what all are the values available in this particular list. You can see only the 2022 and 21 dates are there. There is no 2018 or some other dates are not there at all. So that is, if you see the result also directly, if you see the result, all the results coming from 2022 only. And when you are scrolling down, as I told you, it is fetching the data from the database and displaying on the your screen. Instead of see, the data is now loading from the database. Now it got displayed. It is not at the application server level. To do scroll quickly, you can see it's not loaded. The query went backend, and now we got the data, and we are able to see the data when we are displaying using the ALV IDA. Now we applied this filter. Let me apply one more conditions. Let me see VK group. There are some VK groups. So let me do descending order, so we can see the VK group as well. So there are some values. Let me pass 210 VK group only. So what I will do, one more condition I want to pass. I can use same. I can use this same condition, LR underscore condition. I think my webcam is not working properly. Control V underscore control space I will do. No, I have to use this particular final method, and I want to apply some other condition. I can do chaining here itself, but in this case I got the instance. So let me do control space. I want to display AND condition, not OR. Shift enter, and another condition I want to apply. What other condition I want to apply? I will apply other condition. Ignore my game is not working. You will see something else there. Don't worry about that. Control V. So LR underscore condition, you can do control space, and I can do the equal conditions, equal. So in this case, you have to just do control enter. You have to pass the name and value. As I told you, we have control VK group here. Control V you can pass, and the value I want to pass is the 210. Let me see how the result look like. I applied AND condition, and let me do dot here. One second. One more time this one, and then dot. This condition got added over here. This is not required now. Let me delete this one. You have to catch all the exception. Again I'm telling, otherwise you will get the dump, something you did wrong. What I will do now, so not only we have to call this particular end condition, we have to get this final condition in this particular instance. I can use same condition, so it will be applied the chaining like things. So it will be applied this condition as well and this condition, and we are putting in finally in this final condition, and that I am passing for the further filtering out. That you have to make sure. You can do this way also. And another way, what we have to do, if I don't do this way, there is another way you can do. You can get this data final conditions here, control C, control V, and just you can make the chain of the conditions. Control shift less than you have to do, and you can put finally AND condition, control space you can do, and you can pass your conditions here. This condition I want to pass, control C, instead of other condition equal to, I just pass this condition, control shift greater than. Like that also I can do. In this case also we are preparing all the chaining operator working, and I'm getting this result, and that was also good. Before whatever we did, control Z, control Z, control Z, control Z, and control Z. This is also good. Both are the similar things, not a different thing. If you are aware about the oops, control F3, let me activate this one, and let me do F8 to see the result, how the both the conditions are applied or not. I used and in between. Let me do F8. Let me open here this particular result. I will not apply initial screen any filter, any select options as of now. You can see now, you can see not only we are getting the 1 year data, only we got the data from sales org. I'm not able to scroll back because sales group data for 210 only we are having this much. I want to apply select options as well. That also I can, you can see it is working or not. Just I will pass Z this time and try to see. Z means contract obviously. Let me execute the data. I will see both the conditions will be applied. Not only these conditions will be applied, select options also applied. You can see we're getting only 5 entries over here. So like that, we can create our own conditions. Those conditions we can pass directly at the database. Like we are passing this conditions, how you usually pass in the select options. That instead of passing in the select options, now what we are doing, we are passing these conditions directly at the database level. I will stop this video here itself. In my next video, what we will discuss, how to pass, like we have passed the select options at the database level, same way how we can pass the authority object at the database level instead of applying the authority object at the report level. We will see not only that, we will try to add one integrated search here where we can enter any field here, and the fuzzy search or type ahead search will be applied in our entire ALV output. That also see how it will work. Apart from that, small thing, how to change this particular description of the field catalog, how to modify the field catalog, how the events work, these all we will see in upcoming videos. Before going to those videos, please like this video, subscribe this channel, and share these videos with others as well, so they can also learn. With that, thank you and happy learning.